If you hear ringing, buzzing, humming, or a high-pitched tone in your ears, I want you to pause for a moment and hear this first. This does not automatically mean your ears are continuing to get damaged. That belief alone creates fear, and fear is one of the strongest amplifiers of tinnitus. In many people, tinnitus is not a problem of the ears themselves. It is a problem of how the brain and nervous system are processing signals together. Tinnitus is best understood as a signal processing issue. The brain receives enormous amounts of sensory input every second, and most of it is filtered out. When that filtering system becomes disrupted, background signals that are normally ignored rise into conscious awareness. And this is what many people experience as tinnitus. So before we do anything, I want you to rate the sound in your ears on a scale of 0 to 10. Just notice it. This number is not about judgment. It's about feedback. We're going to see how responsive your system actually is. Now, let us begin with something very important. Gently clench your jaw for 2 seconds, then relax it. Do it again. Now slowly turn your head to the left and to the right. Then, gently, you're going to tilt your ear towards your shoulders, one then the other, and pay close attention. Did the sound change in any way? If it did, even slightly, it tells us something critical. Your tinnitus is influenced by somatic input. And somatic simply means signals coming from the body, the jaw, neck, upper cervical spine. They send sensory information to the same brain stem, those regions that process sound. The trigeminal nerve, which supplies the jaw and face, and the upper cervical nerves converge in the brain stem near the auditory nuclei. And when muscles are tight, joints are restricted, or posture is chronically strained, those nerves fire more frequently. The brain does not always separate those signals cleanly. Instead, it increases gain or amplification. That amplification is experienced as ringing. Now, this is why some people notice tinnitus changes particularly when chewing, when yawning, when clenching, or even pressing on certain areas of the neck or the jaw area. Now place 2 fingers at the base of your skull where the head meets your neck. Gently apply pressure. Keep applying pressure. This region contains small but powerful muscles called the suboccipitalis muscles. These suboccipital muscles are loaded with sensory receptors that report head position and tension directly to the brain. And when those muscles are tight, which is very common from that prolonged head posture, which is very, very common when you're on that smartphone all day, you're increasing sensory noise to the brain stem, reducing normal blood flow. So by applying that gentle pressure, this helps calm that input. It improves the communication between the body and the brain. And as you hold this, you're consciously going to drop your shoulders and unclench the jaw. Many people are holding tension here without even realizing it. That chronic tension sends a constant signal to the nervous system that something is wrong. And when the nervous system thinks something is wrong, it increases vigilance. And increased vigilance means increased tinnitus awareness. Now, let us talk directly about the nervous system. Tinnitus often becomes louder during periods of stress, anxiety, fatigue, illness, or emotional overload. This is not psychological weakness. This is definitely physiology. And when stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline are elevated, those neurons fire more easily. The brain becomes hypersensitive. It prioritizes threat detection over filtering. In this state, internal signals that would normally be ignored become so much louder. And this is why tinnitus often feels worse at night. The environment becomes quiet. External input drops and the brain fills the gap. Silence is not calming to a stressed nervous system. It is unsettling. Now, we're going to influence that system directly. I want you to breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds. You're going to pause briefly, then exhale slowly for 6 seconds. Remember, these long exhales is not arbitrary. It is stimulating the vagus nerve and shifts your nervous system toward a parasympathetic dominance. This is a state associated with safety, digestion, repair, and reduced sensory amplification. You want to do this several times, and as you breathe, notice your body. Notice your jaws, your shoulders, your neck, because many people will begin to feel subtle changes here before the sound itself changes. Now let us talk about circulation as well as metabolic support, because this is often overlooked. The auditory system is metabolically active. The inner ear and the auditory pathways rely on consistent blood flow, oxygen delivery, and stable glucose levels. Dehydration, shallow breathing, poor posture, and prolonged sitting can all impair circulation to the head and neck. And this does not cause damage, but it definitely increases neural instability. And when these neurons do not receive consistent oxygen and nutrients, they become more erratic. And erratic firing definitely increases more noise and more tinnitus. And this is why simple things like hydration, gentle movement, posture correction, and slow breathing can have a real great impact over time. And nutrition also matters, but not in a sensational way. There's no supplement that cures tenderness. However, there are deficiencies and stimulants that raise the volume. Magnesium, I love it, supports nerve stability. Low magnesium makes nerves fire more easily. Blood sugar swings increases brain excitability. Excessive caffeine stimulates sympathetic nervous system. High sodium can alter that inner air fluid, which affects the balance in many individuals and can lead to more tinnitus. No, these are not causes of tinnitus. They are volume controls. Sleep is another major factor. During sleep, the brain recalibrates sensory processing. Poor sleep keeps the nervous system in a heightened state and reduces the brain's ability to filter signals. Complete silence at night often makes tinnitus feel louder. Soft background noise definitely gives a brain a reference point, so it does not amplify internal signals back in the brain, causing that increased sound. Now I want you to check your numbers again, 0 to 10, even if it changed slightly. That matters tremendously because small changes tells us that the system is adaptable. And here is the most important takeaway. Once this video ends, the work does not stop there. The goal is not to chase the sound. The goal is to support the system that is amplifying it. That means addressing jaw and neck tension daily, improving posture, regulating your stress, supporting circulation, stabilizing blood sugar, and improving sleep quality. When the system calms, the brain stops turning the volume knob up. Tinnitus does not mean damage is happening right now. In many people, it is the brain stuck with the volume turned up, and the volume can be turned down. Stay consistent, stay calm, and remember your nervous system is adaptable, and when you give it the right signals, it responds every time. I hope this video was informative. I ask you to please share it with your friends and family, particularly those who are experiencing tinnitus. Leave your comments below, and most important, make it a great day. I'm Dr. Alan Mandel.